Yes, Hickok 45, your internet shooting companion, coming to you from the barren hills, still barren hills, but sunny, of Tennessee, home of Alvin York, yes, Dolly Parton, and a lot of cool people. And again, let's not forget, a lot of Paul Harrell viewers. Yep, see, he got to 1 million subscribers, and saw a picture of him on Instagram or somewhere with him holding the YouTube button that you get at 1 million, and that was cool. Congratulations, Paul Harrell. And I feel kind of a kinship. I don't know why with Paul. I mean, he's a lot smarter than I am, but great videos. But I don't know. There's something we just well, we have a lot of common viewers. Well, not that you're common. You're not I'm not saying you're a common person. I mean, we have a lot of overlapping viewers, and I can see why. I think he just sort of does what he does, like we do what we do, and you know, we try not to be pretentious or hammer people or bash people. I've never seen Paul do that. I remember back years ago there was some kind of little controversy where somebody was bashing him and he responded or something, but you know, I've never, you know, he does what he does, like we do, and doesn't try to get clicks, you know, by you know, getting into someone else's business, you know, or being envious of somebody else and all that stupid middle school stuff. You see almost in any, I guess, category of YouTube videos, you see a little of that. There's always a fringe, right, on either end. There's a fringe. And, you know, that's just it. Hey, imagine that. A lot of immature people that have holes to fill that can't fill, just have big problems with self-esteem. And they try to fill it by hating on people, you know, in the real world. And so guess what? When they get on YouTube, they're kind of the same way, right? There's those people. But anyway, you know, Paul just always did, you know, what he had to do, you know, showing something about a shotgun or what a 44 Magnum will do or whatever it was. It didn't worry about what other people were doing. That's a cool thing about him. I like. Yeah, well, a lot of cool things about him. But that was one of them. One of the cool things about me is I have a Python today. Well, it's a cool thing about the firearm. Yeah, this is the 2020 blued Python. Lest you think, oh no, this sick old Hillcock. Here he is with another Python or Anaconda. He got his Python out again. He can't resist those stupid revolvers. Well, no, this is the blued 2020 Python. So this is borrowed from Bud's, and been shooting it some. Thought I'd bring it out today before I send it back. Yeah, so here it be. I didn't think they'd make a blue one. I just thought it would take too much time, as I've said, and polishing and everything. And it seems pretty cool. It's a pretty good finish. It's hard for you to tell, I know, on the camera. In the real video of it, you'll see it. Tried to show it and compare it with my 6-inch blue Python and everything. And it compares pretty well. It really does. So kudos to Colt. Again, here I am on a Colt binge, seems like, for a few weeks, right? It just kind of has happened that way, though. Had it, and I wanted to bring it out and shoot it some more before firing it back to Bud's. And yep, 6-inch. It's kind of cool. Got the 6-inch version, just like my 6-inch blue Python. So, you know, I mean, I don't know about valid, but the ability to compare them, you know, pretty apples to apples in a lot of ways. So yeah, pretty cool. Watch for that if you haven't seen it already. Like another firearm out here that we'll shoot probably, and yeah, I've been soaking all these new guns with Ballistol. Yeah, I put Talon grips on it. Yeah, I've got a. Oh gosh, you haven't seen that Glock yet, have you? Yeah, you have. I brought it out one Sunday, my Glock 40 that I bought, and I put Talon grips on it, I think, since I brought it out that Sunday, but appreciate everybody. Gun Fun targets, man. I ordered some more paper targets. All right, Don't forget the Hickok 45 clips page either. John is really pumping them out over there. He's putting a clip up every morning from our vast library of videos. He's pulling a clip out from whatever videos. It could be 3 minutes long or 5 minutes long or whatever, and that's what he's doing, and putting one up every morning. So check that out. I think you'll enjoy it because it's it's shorter pieces of things we've done over the years. And what I'm seeing as I scan through comments are just so obvious that I'll say most people, maybe most viewers, current viewers of those clips, you can tell it's kind of new to them. They hadn't seen that, didn't know you had this or had done that or whatever, like shooting a Glock 45 with black powder cartridge or whatever it might be. It's just news, just like the one with the building falling down in the background. I mean, these are all older videos, and it's obvious that most viewers or most commenters haven't seen them. It's interesting. So anyway, check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. And what else was I going to say about that? Anything? Remember, no giveaways going on from TikTok. And guess what else I have out here? Just picked it up. Yeah, it's a new design from Smith & Wesson. They think there's a market for a firearm that has this lever kind of thing down here that works the bolt. No one's ever made anything like that, but they think that might sell. Yep. Who knew? Smith & Wesson making lever guns. The stars are in strange alignment in the last 10 years. You got Kimber making revolver. Smith & Wesson making lever gun. Glock's probably working on a pump shotgun right now as we speak, right? So anyway, I got this on loan from Buds and have not fired it. Just literally picked it up a couple hours ago, and from the gun shop, Clarksville, Guns and Archery in Clarksville, that ships in all of our firearms, which we appreciate too. And so I thought I'd bring it out. It's 44 Magnum, model 1854. And that goes back to, I thought, what lever gun was the model 1854? I don't remember that Winchester. Well, I think they were alluding, I'll have to do some research, but the Volcanic was around that time period, and Smith & Wesson had a hand in that and all that kind of thing. The Volcanic lever pistol, I always think of it as a pistol, but I think there were some longer ones made. I forgot what I know about the Volcanic. It's not something there's like replicas of, I guess. You might make one because it fired this weird rocket ball. It was a thing. It was like a mini ball. Hopefully you've been around. If you don't have a 58 caliber Civil War rifle, you've at least seen our videos on those. And it looked like kind of a smallish one of those with a hollow base, and the propellant was in the base, the hollow base. And it's kind of a strange configuration, something you're not going to find at Walmart, even if someone made a replica. If they did make a replica, it would it'd be chambered in 44 or something like that, 45 Colt probably, and it would look kind of like a Henry. I don't know, there's not a lot of advantage in making a Volcanic replica because it's not going to be a replica. It's going to be so far from being a replica. Even the Henry rifle is not can't be a true replica. It's pretty close because it fired it was rimfire, fired a rimfire 44, but at least it's a cartridge, like we know about. So let me put some rounds in this. I'll try it out. See, I've got, these are Magnums. Let me double check. It was a 44 Magnum, right? I don't want to put the wrong ammo. Yeah, 44 Remington mag. Okay. Make sure I read it correctly. And never know. Yeah, this is some Steinel 44, 240 grain. So, yep, jacked with soft point. So we'll see if it'll fire. They've not fired this gun yet. There is something a little ugly to me, being a traditionalist, having a, Picatinny rail kind of thing on the lever gun. But it's stainless, and I don't know everything about it yet. I haven't even researched it. It's got a tubular magazine you can load by the tube, or the loading gate, kind of like the Henrys now, I guess. And it's got the big lever loop. I'm not a fan of those really. They're okay. They look cool. and some things like that. So it's polymer stock, so it's not your traditional lever gun to begin with. But I tell you, lever guns have gotten really popular, and so a lot of young people are not locked in, to the old Winchester Model 92 with a wooden stock kind of thing, or 1873. They're not they didn't grow up watching westerns, and they don't think that a Winchester or a lever gun has to be wood and blue steel. That's not a part of their background. So anyway, more the merrier. I try to be open-minded. I probably wouldn't buy one like this, but this stainless and polymer and a lever gun, no problem with polymer and stainless. It would probably not be an old lever gun, just like I probably would not buy a polymer stock flintlock, or a stainless steel flintlock. All right, we got a couple of bullets in it, so you want to see if it'll shoot? Well, let's do that. All right, we'll put the first ones on Clyde. Why not? Oh no. Crazy crossbolt safety. That was not the gun being broken, it was my brain being broken. I forget these things have safeties on them. Alright, first round on Clyde. Second round on the gong. How about a 2-liter? A traditional 2-liter. How about a bowling pin? It's probably what Smith made this for. Called Pally, 2 with 1 shot. What about you again, Clyde? And since it's a lever gun, you know what else it needs to shoot? Hit a cowboy egg. Yeah. I think that's the last one. Gotta be. Yeah, okay. Well, seems to shoot. I like the sights. I don't know, I guess they're just copies kind of the Skinner sight, but they're like the Skinner sight, which I dearly love on a lever gun. So yeah, good looking sight. Okay, another option in a lever gun. Smith and Wesson, who'd have thunk it, making a lever gun. So did you enjoy the Super Bowl? I know most of you watched it, some of you didn't. Some of you never watched anything like that, so and there's a lot of comments about that. Yeah, some people probably, there'll be who don't even watch football, comment, yeah, I don't have anything to do, have some reason not to watch, of course, other than they just don't like football. It's just they don't like football. They don't watch. They weren't going to watch it anyway. No kidding. So a lot of people were turned off by the Taylor Swift thing and everything, and lots of reasons to be turned off. Sometimes sports industry. But I try to, again, be open-minded about that. Taylor Swift, she's really not in my political realm, apparently. And I could not tell you, I think I said last week maybe, or some week, I couldn't tell you one song or even one line from a song that she has written. And so, and yet here she is the most popular entertainer on the planet, I guess. She's kind of the Elvisette of our days, and I don't even know one song. I guess that tells you I'm not in her demographic, right? But I try to catch myself to some extent. I don't want to bash her, even though she politically probably wouldn't agree with me, and all that, just because I don't know or like necessarily her music, maybe. I mean, she obviously is extremely talented. Duh, the biggest thing on the planet, right now, I guess. And so somebody likes her. I know tons, 90%, right, of 13-year-old girls, or 11 or 10 or 9 or 15, whatever age group, they just swoon over her. And so, if I were still teaching, I would hear a lot about her, I guarantee it, because I taught middle school, I was telling a friend of mine, I would probably, whether I like her or not, I'd have to have a poster in my classroom of Taylor Swift, or the girls would throw me out the window or something probably. Yeah. So anyway, it's just different culture, different tastes, and all that, So I mean, I'm not going to be buying any Taylor Swift songs, I'm sure. But then again, I try to remember that I have often been involved in things that are not mainstream. Like that, it doesn't get any more mainstream, right? Pop culture, like that's the definition of mainstream. Pop culture, of course, Taylor Swift. I've been off the mainstream in a lot of ways, and with my interest in firearms, that kind of thing, and so I understand, I can appreciate. Right. Well, she's not off the beaten path. She is pop culture, but in terms of being too hard on somebody, I guess, because they are involved in something, music, hobbies, whatever it is, that I don't like or I don't understand or something, because I expect people to tolerate my hobbies and my interests and my music, right? So I try to be tolerant of other people. I can appreciate her talent, put it that way, even if I don't enjoy it. Well, it's just the way that goes. So anyway, I don't know. What are you going to be shooting? This Python? What do you want to know about it? It's 357 Magnum, Colt Python. And again, I'm pretty impressed with the job they've done on this. I guess people are going to think I'm getting a check from Colt in addition to the checks I am supposed to be getting from Glock. Who else are we supposed to be getting paid by secretly? I still occasionally see a comment to that effect. Smith & Wesson, FN. What are some other guns I like? Well, I like a lot of them. I like certain models of a lot of them. SIG, right down the line, but then there's models I don't care for so much with various companies. But again, that's the beauty of not being tied to gun companies. Yep, we got sponsors, proud of them, but they ain't no gun companies. And so it is nice. It always has been nice to be able to criticize or not like or whatever any firearm that we have, we bring in, or to like it, or to be extremely positive about it, knowing, and hopefully you all knowing that it's just genuine, of course, because we don't have any entanglements, I'm trying to say, with gun companies, so it's cool. Yeah, by and large, if I'm going to shoot it, as I've said before, it's going to be, I want to have a Python to shoot pretty much. I'm going to get a 2020 Python. And, there you go. So, pretty good job. And you got some advantages with the new ones, with the crown barrel. You got the front sights easier to replace. I like the red ramp, like a Smith & Wesson. The rear sights, of course, not as good as, well, at least the Wilson combat replacement sight, and the Smith & Wesson sight either, I guess. But that's maybe the biggest weakness, other than the QR code. And it's not quite as visible, I guess, on the blued version. I don't know. Pretty cool. Let's shoot again. Those are Magnums. You want to shoot some kinder, gentler 38s? Yeah, let's do that. Shoot a couple. And see if it'll fire a 38 round. Yeah, man. What else did you want to know about? I don't know. Did y'all see that? If you've seen the Tucker Carlson interview with, was it Callie Means? I wasn't familiar with him. I heard his wife interviewed by Ken Berry, Dr. Ken Berry, or that a few weeks ago or whatever. And then Tucker interviewing this guy named Callie Mean. I didn't hear the name or get it connected. And it turns out they're the husband and wife. I was, oh, that's interesting. They're kind of on the same path, trying to correct some of the weirdness in medicine and healthcare and all that kind of thing. But I thought it was interesting, a point he made about, I'm always talking about big drug companies and all that kind of thing, medicine and healthcare, but that, once the drug companies quit sending reps being a drug rep used to be, there was thousands of them, tens of thousands, I guess, across the country. And they spend their days going into doctors' offices and promoting their drugs and everything. And they kind of clamped down on that to some extent. And so they went to the TV commercials, right? But he was pointing out how those commercials are not, he said, convincing us to ask our doctor for that drug is just one small element of it. Getting it in our heads and so familiar with it that we're going to ask our doctor about it. He said, was pointing out that that's a small element of it. The main reason that they flood all the news programs, the airways, and all the news programs, especially with those commercials, is that way they have control of those news outlets, because the money is enormous that they're paying for all those ads. And so how many times on you name a news station, cable, otherwise, how many times have you heard an interview with somebody criticizing one of the drug companies? Yeah, you're not going to get much of that, are you? And you're going to get them promoting vaccines and different things, because the constant flow of incredible amounts of money. And I hadn't even thought of that. I mean, I knew that's why you weren't seeing alternative opinions or views very much. It makes sense, but that made sense to me. Anyway, I don't know if y'all saw that or have seen that online somewhere. Well, on Tucker's new network. But where's mine? Yeah, they're there. All right, these are Kinder, Gentler 38 specials. Let's put one of these specials right in that bullseye. Yeah, in the red. How about a Kinder bullet, Clyde? Uh-oh. He moved. Where did that go? Okay, I think he was ducking and dodging. I think I better not shoot specials. I'm having a hard, I guess they're dropping more or something. Those are pretty light. Let's try some. Let's go back to Magnums. Yeah, 158 grain mag. Colt Python 357 Magnum. A wonderful cartridge. Wonderful gun. I heard that hit him. How about you, cowboy? Yeah. And hog. Propane tank. Yeah, shot left. Got it. All right. Colt Python, been shooting it and looking it over, cleaning it and everything. Seems all right. Well, I mean, it's the 2020 Python's been out, right, for a few years. And the only difference is this one is blued. Not like they changed the mechanism in order to blue it. So let's shoot this rifle again. Let me put some bullets in it. Okay. All right. Speaking of macho bullets, my advice for young people this week is to the boys mainly. Is that okay if I just talk to the boys, young men this week? I saw something again on this toxic masculinity business, this week somewhere, and I thought, oh man, and I hope that young boys, young men, don't get caught up in that and are not. I hope they're not afraid. Hope you're not afraid to be a fellow, to be a guy. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's okay to be aggressive as long as we're channeling it in the right way, through sports or climbing a 200-foot tree, digging a huge hole in the ground. There's ways to burn our energy and be masculine. And there's nothing to be ashamed of for being a guy, okay, or a girl. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of for wanting to do something aggressively. It's just that we need to channel it and not be idiots, right? Just a reminder, nothing wrong with that at all. And that's one of the great things about sports, really. Football, even, you know, and a lot of sports gives you a vehicle for channeling that energy and that aggressiveness, and you know, being toxic in a in a productive way. So anyway, I just don't ever feel guilty about being a fellow. Think you have to be a wallflower, or you have to be a girly man. No offense to the girls, but you know what I mean. Okay. So the thing is, much of society would like to have everybody very, very docile, you know, and easy to control. And yes, even teachers, anybody that's taught will tell you this. It's more of a challenge to handle boys in the teaching environment. It just is. And so you get a lot of normal boy behavior that gets penalized for all sorts of things. You know, boys, human beings weren't meant to get lined up and sit in a row of desks, you know, their whole day long. You know, it's just not right. And you gotta get out and burn some energy. And so anyway, you know, boys tend to get in trouble more, and it's just kind of a natural in a way. They need to be up running around at least every 30 minutes or every hour, and have ways to burn that energy, you know, sort of thing. But anyway, you know, it's one of the problems in our society, I think, is it's so tempting to drug up the boys, so they're just focused, and they're not trying to be energetic in the classroom or something. But nothing wrong with being a guy. Just be sane about it, right? And be sensible. Channel your energies into something positive. All right. Like a 44 Magnum. All right. Now what I do? Something. There we go. All right, Clyde, you need another bullet. Keep bouncing those off my phone. All right. Thought I heard something. How about you, Buffalo? All right, popped him. I think I know where to hold. Empty. Something's going on with my well, it's kind of jammed up coming out of the magazine there. And if you can see that, it feels tight, new and tight. I don't have a screwdriver over here, do I? I meant to throw one in case I wanted to adjust the sights. I'm not going to pry around on it too much right here, but cartridge, you want to, no, it's kind of stuck there. Brass on brass. Yep. Yeah. I'll get back to the shed, get that out. Okay. I don't have a screwdriver. I think I just need to get something to just give it a little tug, but I'm not sure what they did. The thing does feel tight. So, oh well. I wasn't going to shoot necessarily anymore anyway, but I'll let you know. We haven't done a video with, well, like I said, I just picked it up, so I haven't done a video, so I'll let you know how that goes. Don't let me forget when we do the video to mention this, okay? Now, if I forget, it's your fault. I'm not trying to cover up or to hide the fact that we might have had a little issue here in the Sunday video with this Smith & Wesson lever gun. So, anyway, anything else you were dying to know about? I'll have to shoot the Python once more before I let you get out of here. I feel like there was something, other announcement I wanted to bring up, but I guess there wasn't. Again, don't forget the Hickok 45 clips John's working hard over there, having fun with that, digging stuff out. What should we shoot? Here's some Magnums. These are holler points. Oh boy. I bet these will expand on the steel. Yeah. It's been fun having all the Pythons and the 2020. Gosh, we've done the 6-inch, all the stainless ones, 5-inch. I got the 3-inch, and seemed like did we do a 4? I think we did a 4 1/4 inch, didn't we? Maybe that first year they came out. I don't know. And now the blue. I'll tell you though, I was in the shop today picking these guns up. That gun. They have a 4. I guess it's 4 1/4 or 4-inch Anaconda, and that thing is pretty nice. You know, that thing is pretty nice. Kind of regret getting that 3-inch Python. I've got a lot of neat 3-inch revolvers. I probably should have held out for a 4-inch Anaconda. I think I'd enjoy that more. I don't do many impulse buys. I could argue a lot of the buys are impulse. I guess they're trades, but I don't know. You know, one thing I put the grips I showed you last week. I had 2 sets of them, and I put one of those sets, just like my Anaconda, on my blue Python. And you know, brought it out, shot it and everything. I think they're just a little too big for the Python. I mean, they seem too big. They fit, but they just seem oversized more than I want on my Python. So I took them off and put the original grips back on my 6-inch blue Python, and I think I like that better. So now I've got an extra set of those beautiful grips that really, to me, are well suited for an Anaconda. So maybe I better have another Anaconda Python. Okay, let's shoot 6 more right here or something. How about another one, Clyde? Did I hit it? I think I did. You believe I missed that 2-liter. You know what that's going to require? Another bullet going in. Okay. That was pathetic. That was really pathetic. Okay. So the old blue Python, not bad. One of the prettiest guns ever made, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people agree with that, even if they're not a huge Python fan. If they much prefer Smith & Wesson, like I really do too, I think, to shoot. But they're just pretty. Yeah, they really are. That red barrel is something else. A sight to behold. Quite a sight. So I guess I'll let you go. I know you got things to do. And, appreciate all your support. I don't know. I still feel like there's something I forgot. Something really, really important. And I know one thing, I'm kind of lucky here. This isn't too bad today. And every week, we've been a couple of days where the weather was decent. And it's February 18th as you're watching this. So we're getting close, and I'm even looking ahead, and it looks like next week isn't going to be too bad. And, boy, we're going to be getting into March, and you still have some bad weather, but we get a couple, 3 more weeks away from here right now, then we're not going to have 10-degree weather. That's what I always like to think about. Not going to be severe cold, and the likelihood of more days like this, 50s, 55 degrees, are they're good, and we're on the way up from there, heading towards April. So I will talk to you later. I'm just glad you came out today, because it's not freezing, but it's not warm, and you know, you could get your death of cold out here. You really could. So glad you weathered the weather and the chill and stuck with me. Life is good.